Compensation schemes matter because a good scheme can reduce agency cost while a bad scheme exacerbates them. Agency costs occur when the employees, who are the agents of the owners, make decisions that are contrary to the interest of the owners. Some examples are shirking, where people don't put forward maximum effort. If you've ever seen someone playing solitaire at work, that's probably shirking. Or searching for things on eBay, that's probably shirking. Or taking a nap, probably shirking. Or taking a long time at the water cooler, that might be shirking as well. Somebody pays above market prices for resources, that is overpays for things they could get of similar quality, but for some reason they may find it easier or convenient to work with a particular buyer, even though the prices are higher than they could get elsewhere. They have a contract that they could consummate and they know would make profitable firm, but fail to do so for various reasons. Finally, they may consummate contracts that decrease the value of the firm. These costs occur because the interest of the employee often differs from the interest of the owner. Employee may enjoy playing solitaire on company time or seek marital harmony by hiring the relative of a spouse when those actions reduce the profitability of the firm. A good compensation scheme aligns the interests of the owners and their employees. It rewards desired behaviors and does not reward undesired behaviors. Since the reward increases as the behavior or outcome changes, the scheme, I should say, creates an incentive for the employee to behave as desired. Since the reward is contingent on how the employee behaves, compensation schemes that contain incentives are also known as contingency compensation. I believe that's Dr. Humphrey's preferred term, and also known as pay for performance. A good compensation scheme does not reward X when the employers desire Y. This means that you should think carefully about the behaviors a scheme rewards and fails to reward before you implement it. Ask yourself what employees can do to increase their compensation under the plan, and ask if the action is desirable. Try to structure the scheme so that it rewards desired behaviors and does not reward undesired behaviors. Remember this when you're in a business meeting or course that discusses compensation. Here are some examples of unintended behaviors rewarded by schemes. The British government offered physicians incentive pay to better consumer service. One thing they asked them to do is to manage their points or appointments better. Physicians scored points by seeing a patient within 48 hours after making an appointment. Some doctor offices responded to this incentive by declining to make any appointments more than 48 hours in advance. Patients had to contact the doctor within 48 hours of the desired appointment in order to make the appointment. Administrators at the VA hospitals responded to bonuses for reducing waiting times by creating fake lists of waiting times that showed the waits were much less than they actually were. When in doubt, pay it out was the informal motto at an insurance company mentioned in Kara's article. The metrics of performance included the percentage of claims paid within 2 days of receipt and the number of complaints received. Determining exactly what benefits were allowable consumes time, and when the outcome is not favorable to the patient, likely to prompt a complaint. Therefore, agents usually paid the higher amount that might be allowed. The consequences of overpayment were small and unlikely. Only 2 employees per section could be rated as outstanding. They received a 5% pay raise. All other employees were typically rated as above average and received a 4% pay raise. Kara's insurance company did have low rates of absenteeism, and the periods of absenteeism tended to be long. More than 3 instances of being late or absent in 6 months put the 4 or 5% pay raise at risk, and any continuous days of being absent counted as only 1 instance of being absent. Finally, employers may ignore profitable customers because they think the customers are unlikely to buy when they're working on commissions. A couple of examples that sort of highlight this. Example from Pretty Women. when, I don't remember her name, but she came in and was trying to shop, and the employees in the fancy dress store gave her the cold shoulder. Jean came back later and told them it was a big mistake. There's an apocryphal tale about the president of Harvard judging a potential donor incorrectly, and the donor was Leland Stanford, who funded Stanford University. The tale is, I don't think, true, but it still pops up.